What type of strategic plan do you have for your business? Hi, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm starting this a little later than normal. Had a little technical issues, but I'm here now. So in less than 15 minutes, I'll be sharing with you 4 types of strategic plans so that you can determine the best one for you. Please like and share this video if you get value from it. I'm Dr. P. I'm a strategic business coach. So, I'm really excited about today's topic about different types of strategic plans. And I've been a school psychologist for 10 years in K-12 schools and taught in master's level psychology program and served on professional organization committees, right? So needless to say, all those things I was involved in, and I still am involved in, there is strategic planning involved. And I'm a strategic business coach. So I really love today's topic. Actually, I always love every topic that I do. So thanks so much for joining, talking about different types of strategic plans and why these are important for you and your business. So I enjoy reviewing, researching, creating, and updating strategic plans. Again, I'm a strategic business coach, right? So I know that might seem strange to some people, but here's the thing. The reason why I love doing it is because strategic plans are a foundation for any successful business. They don't just sit in a binder and collect dust. Because if that's your experience of a strategic plan, then I don't know why that is. Because a strategic plan is something that you put a lot of thought, energy, effort, research into so that you can actually outline the actions that you need to be taking for your business. Strategic plans are very important for your success. And if you don't believe me, you can go and research any of those companies that you follow, any of those business owners, those entrepreneurs that you follow, and you're going to see that their businesses have strategic plans. They do. And those are the strategic plans that guide their business forward. So yeah, you might be saying you have a small business, or you might be the smallest of the small, right? Those micro business owners. And you might not think that you need one. You just need to get up and keep doing whatever you need to do every single day. But why are you doing those things? That's why having a strategic plan can be so helpful. But most importantly, making sure that you are developing the right type of strategic plan for your business. And not just the type of business, but where your business is at, in terms of development and some other factors as well. So when developed correctly, a good strategic plan outlines how you're going to be getting to where you want to be in your business. That is a good strategic plan. And there's so many elements of a strategic plan, and all aspects of our businesses are connected to our strategic plans. And as a school psychologist, right? Actually, before deciding to pursue my school psychology degree and career, I remembered actually researching universities that I wanted to attend for graduate school. And I was actually checking like their vision and their mission statements and even their strategic plans. And you might be going, why would you be doing that? And here's why. I would do it because I felt like that information gave me something additional about that university that I was thinking about going to. It wasn't just the degree, it wasn't just the course structure, but it was everything else, because I was going to be on campus. I was going to be a part of that university. So I wanted to make sure I understood what the vision was, what the mission was, what the goals were for that university, just to see if it was something that aligned with me. Because the department I was going to be going into, that was just one part of a bigger organization. So that's why knowing that information was so helpful for me. And here's the thing too, when I went to becoming a school psychologist, I also researched strategic plans in the districts where I was looking at pursuing a career, right? Because I wanted to know what that district was up to. Where were they before? Where do they want to go? Why? Because that direction is important. It was important when I was doing school psychology, and it is important now as a business owner, because understanding that direction, understanding the goals, understanding the purpose, it goes a very long way when we are trying to make sense of everything that we have to be doing as business owners, right? So again, I continue to research strategic plans every time, I was looking at a position, because I really wanted to get an understanding of that organization. And it really helped me out tremendously. It really did. Because there were some places that, the job description seemed really good. Or even when I was looking at a university position in terms of pursuing graduate school, I was like, oh, this sounds great. But then I looked into their goals and their vision. And I was like, oh, this isn't such a good match for me. So that's why it was so important for me. And even in where I went to graduate school, Nova Southeastern, I went to graduate school at Nova Southeastern and also to Grand Canyon University. The thing is that I came across people that when they got to these universities, they did not necessarily stick around. And a big part was because there was no alignment with their values with the university, right? Same thing for jobs. It was the same thing where I did school psychology positions on the East Coast, the West Coast, even in professional organizations. It was a similar thing, because when you are looking at pursuing, a job in an organization, you wanted to make sure you understood their strategic plans. Now you're your own business owner, you are an entrepreneur. Guess what? You need to have a strategic plan for your business. That's why I wanted to share these 4 types of strategic plans with you. And Shamu has joined on Instagram. Hi, thanks for joining. Haven't forgotten about you. Just been a little busy. Gonna get back to you later on today for sure. So talking about strategic plans and why they're important for our businesses, right? So to really get started, let me just talk about what a strategic plan is, just to make sure we're all on the same page about this, just to be sure. So a strategic plan is a plan where you acknowledge where your business is and where you want your business to be, right? So it does establish that direction. That information I got from an article on the Hartford Small Biz actually, and it was written by Eric Vo. So you can check it out for more information. The Balanced Scorecard described a strategic plan as an organizational management activity where you're setting priorities, focusing on energy and resources, strengthening operations, ensuring that employees and other stakeholders are working towards common goals, establishing agreement around intended outcomes and results, and assessing and adjusting the organization's direction in response to changing environment. I know that's a mouthful, but here's the thing. It is basically saying your strategic plan is, again, like how Eric Vo said in his article, is where you are and where you want to be going with your business. And as small business owners, whether or not we're solo entrepreneurs, micro business owners, small business owners, even medium-sized business owners, we need to know where our business is and where we want it to go. We created our businesses for a reason. So the strategic plan is going to help us with keeping that direction so we could keep moving forward and being successful in our businesses. So now I've talked about what a strategic plan is, really want to talk about the 4 types of strategic plans, just so you can have an idea of whether or not the one you're using is the most appropriate one for you, or if you need to revise it, the other ways that you can do those revisions. So the business benefits group and HEFLO are 2 of the resources that I used when I was creating this, but you can go and check out other resources as well. And I'm only going to talk about 4 types of strategic planning, right? So with the basic strategic planning, I'm going to talk about 4 types of strategic plans. And the first one is basic strategic planning. So basic strategic planning, it is one that most people are used to. Most people are used to doing the basic strategic planning, and this is where you normally have small businesses. Before they become established businesses, they usually do this type of planning. It's that go-to strategic planning type that a lot of businesses use, even those who have some limited time to spend on planning. So in this type of planning, you do a mission statement, you choose some goals, how you're going to accomplish that mission statement, identify the strategies you're going to use to get to those goals, create an action plan, implement it, monitor it, and update it as needed. So it's a very simple process, right? And that's why a lot of people opt to use it. And you may have used that method to do your strategic plan, and that's fine, If that's what's working for you and helping your business move forward and you're reaching those goals, then that's great. But I also want to share 3 other types of strategic plans with you, just in case these might more relate to something that you're going through right now in your business. So the second type is scenario strategic planning. With scenario strategic planning, this one can be used in conjunction with other types of strategic planning. and it helps businesses to prepare for various scenarios. Best case and worst case scenarios are usually discussed, and for each scenario, you're going to design a response to that situation. Identify the strategies that you're going to need to help you in those scenarios that you outline. And then you could also list the possible problems, through the scenarios for the next 3 to 5 years when using this model. So this is the scenario strategic planning. So those are two. The third one is organic strategic planning. And this one is not as linear as other forms of strategic planning. And with it, you actually need to be focusing on your company culture, your values, and your shared mission. These are really important components of this type of strategic planning, right? So it focuses on learning and reflection as you're going through that process. So storyboarding, if you've ever heard of it, storyboarding is a technique that is often used in organic strategic planning. And in this model, you do need to be able to identify your company's cultural values. You need to identify a shared vision for the company. And there is often frequent communication about what the group is going to do next. So there's a lot of communication dialogue when you are using the organic strategic planning. And it is coming from within the organization. There is going to be some learning components and some reflection on those actions that you've taken, the accomplishments that you've gotten from each of your members as the organization is moving forward. So those are three. So then the fourth one is issue-based strategic planning. And it's kind of like a favorite of mine because I saw this while I was working in the school system. I've even seen it working on boards for professional organizations as well. And with it, some think of this approach as an enhanced version of the basic strategic planning because, it's like taking that basic one and going into even more details. And that's probably why a lot of people view it as an enhanced version of the basic one. It does involve what a lot of people know, and it's that SWOT analysis. So you use that SWOT analysis, and you're looking at internal and external factors that are impacting your business, right? So when you're doing your SWOT analysis, don't just look at internal factors or external factors. Look at both of them, because whatever is happening in your organization, there may be something externally that is impacting your organization, right? Because your employees live in the community surrounding your business. So whatever's happening out there can be impacting how they're related inside the organization. So do your SWOT analysis, internal and external factors. Then you're identifying major issues and goals. Now, as part of the issue-based strategic planning, of course, you are identifying major issues and goals. You are going to be reviewing your organization's mission, vision, and your organization's values. Then you also need to identify a budget to help you with all of the actions you're going to be taking. Then you're developing some action plans. You're going to implement the action plan and monitor them, because that's something a lot of people forget. Again, remember I said at the beginning of this, you have people who create strategic plans, put them in a binder, and all they do is sit on a shelf and catch dust. You don't want that. You want to have a successful business. So don't be putting it in a binder and forgetting all about it, or saving it to a folder on your computer and forgetting all about it. That's not what a strategic plan is. The strategic plan is all about you actually putting in place the things you need for moving forward. So those are the 4 types I wanted to talk to you about today. So just to recap, it's the basic strategic planning, then the scenario strategic planning, organic strategic planning, and issues-based strategic planning. Those are the 4 I wanted to talk to you about today. So if you're wanting to write a strategic plan for the first time, or you're looking at updating your strategic plan, especially after hearing about the different ways in which you can develop a strategic plan, take a look at these 4, because one of these 4 might be what you're looking for. However, bear in mind, these are only 4. There are different types of strategic plans out there, and I encourage you to do your research and make sure you become familiar with the different types of strategic plans that are out there, because that planning process might be what you're looking for. You know, one of the other ones that are out there might be what your organization needs, so that you guys could actually develop a strategic plan that aligns with whatever you're going through right now and help you move into where you want to be, right? And if you think this is too much for you to be doing all by yourself, remember, you can always research and reach out to a business consultant or a business coach to help you with looking at your current situation, so that you can better identify the strategic planning model that will be appropriate for your business. So thank you so very much for joining me. I'm Dr. Priscilla Kuser with Priscilla Kuser Consulting Solutions. Remember, solutions plus actions equals results, y'all. Thanks so much. Bye.